Hi everyone! Today we're going to study partial derivatives of more than two independent variables. The definitions of the partial derivatives of functions of more than two independent variables are like the definitions for function of two variables. They are ordinary derivatives with respect to one variable, while the other independent variables are held constant. By formal definition, we say that the partial derivative of u equals the function f of x, y, z with respect to x is this: f sub x equals the partial derivative of u with respect to x is equal to the limit of this function. We say that this is the definition of the partial derivative with respect to x. Next, the partial derivative of u equals the function f of x, y, and z with respect to y is this: f sub y equals the partial derivative of u with respect to y is equal to the limit of this function. We say that this is the definition of the partial derivative of u with respect to y. Then the partial derivative of u equals the function f of x, y, and z with respect to z is here: f sub z is equal to the partial derivative of u with respect to z is equal to the limit of this function. We say that this is the definition of the partial derivative of u with respect to z. Let's see this example 1. If the function f of x, y, z equals 2x squared y cubed z raised to 4, find f sub x, f sub y, and f sub z. Let's begin with the f sub x. This is the partial derivative of f with respect to x. So we're going to take the derivative of this function with respect to x, meaning we will take the y and z variables as constants. So the derivative is 2y cubed z raised to 4. These are the constants multiplied by derivative of x squared, which is 2x. Then let us simplify by multiplying the numbers and rearranging. So we have now 4x y cubed z raised to 4. This is our answer. Next is f sub y, partial derivative of f with respect to y. So we are going to differentiate this function with respect to y, meaning the x and z are taken as constants. So the derivative is 2x squared z raised to 4 times derivative of y cubed, and that is 3y squared. Simplifying this, we have now 6x squared y squared z raised to 4. This is our answer. Next is f sub z, the partial derivative of f with respect to z. We're going to differentiate this function with respect to z. It means the x and y are variables but taken as constants. So the derivative is 2x squared y cubed times derivative of z power 4, and that is 4z cubed. Simplifying further, we have now 8x squared, y cubed, z cubed. This is our answer. Example 2. If f of x, y, z equals x squared plus 2y squared plus 3z squared, this trinomial is raised to power 10. Find f sub x, f sub y, and f sub z. Let's begin with f sub x, the partial derivative of f with respect to x. We're going to differentiate this function with respect to x, and we will take y and z variables as constants. We can see here that our function is a composite function. So the derivative is 10 times the quantity x squared plus 2y squared plus 3z squared. And the trinomial is raised to power 9 times the derivative of this function, meaning the derivative of this x squared, that is 2x. Of course, the variables y and z are constants, so derivatives will be all 0. So let us just simplify further. We have now 20x times this trinomial that is raised to power 9. This is our answer. Next is f sub y, partial derivative of f with respect to y. So we will take the derivative of this function with respect to y and taking the x and z variables as constants. So the derivative is 10 times the quantity x squared plus 2y squared plus 3z squared, and this trinomial raised to 9 times the derivative of 2y squared, which is 4y. Then let us simplify further. So we have 10 times 4 will be 40, then we write the y, and the trinomial which is raised to power 9. This is the final answer. Next, f sub z, partial derivative of f with respect to z. We're going to differentiate this function with respect to z, meaning the x and y are taken as constants. So the derivative is 10 times x squared plus 2y squared plus 3z squared, and this is raised to power 9 times the derivative of 3z squared, which is 6z. Simplifying further, 10 times 6 will give 60, and then we write the z here, and the trinomial that is raised to power 9. This is our final answer. I hope you learned something from this video. See you again next time.